What's up, guys? ownedbytamater here. Welcome back to my Monday user suggested topic of choice, where you guys tell me what to talk about in the next week's episode in the comments below. I'll pick one, I'll discuss it for the full length of the gameplay, and let you guys know how I'm feeling about whatever it is, whether it's soccer or sports or food or dogs or what, gaming, my life, my ambitions, my dreams, really whatever. And this week, the user suggested that I talk about how to get better in Call of Duty, how to improve in this game, just generally how to improve your abilities in this game. And I chose a gameplay that was really long so that I can fully discuss this, because right off the bat it seems, a pretty straightforward question, not too hard to answer. But when you think about it, there's so much, it's such a hard question to answer, there's so much that can be explained and can be suggested, and there's no set one, absolute way that you do this and you're going to improve, exponentially. There's nothing like that. You have to kind of work at it. And so I felt that this really needed to be discussed in detail. And as you're seeing here, I was messing around with my pistol at the first of this game. This was the first game I played of the night, and I didn't really feel like playing. I was playing because my girlfriend wanted to play, so I wasn't in a try-hard mood. I was gonna mess around, try and get some gameplays with like pistols and stuff like that. And I found out that this thing sucks. And so I kind of raged, and I switched to a ultimately high kill streak setup with a silenced gun, and I kind of just camped out and pooped on their faces with my kill streaks. Yeah, guys. Yeah, I kind of raged a little bit and switched over, and yeah, now you've made me mad, and I'm gonna get my Osprey gunner. Okay, to the topic. It really depends on what skill level you're at currently. Let's say you're a very beginner, basic player. You haven't ever really played. Maybe it's your cousin that's just wanting to play for a little while, or maybe it's your girlfriend or your friend or whatever. Maybe it's the president and they're coming over to your house to play the game for some reason. I don't know. And the biggest thing I see them, lump them all into one category, like them over there. The biggest thing I see, new players doing is they don't really play the objective. They don't, use the UAV, but that's to be expected. Obviously, there's a lot to take in when you're first starting this game, depending on whether you are completely new to first-person shooters, or if you've had a few other games that you've played that were first-person shooter style in the past. It can really make a difference. Like this, COD 4 was my very first-person shooter, and it was terrible. I couldn't aim to save my life. I had to go and knife people because it'd take me like 10 minutes to aim, and then I'd shoot once and it'd get all bouncy, and I couldn't control the recoil, and etc., etc. It was just bad. And so obviously I didn't start out just crapping on faces. I didn't start out just doing ungodly stuff. I started out really badly, really badly, and I just got better as I've played. I've played a crap ton of this game just because I like it so much. And new players, wow, awkward pause. New players, they're obviously not going to do the objective, and you can't really expect them to. You can't expect someone to jump into this game and just be like, okay, I'm going to cap this flag, and I'm going to run and defend this flag, and then I'm going to call in my nuke, and I'm going to be like, ah, yeah! No, it's hard to get used to. Just like if any of you Call of Duty veterans just jumped on WoW and you've never played World of Warcraft before, and you jumped into a PvP match and you're like, I'm gonna run it, I'm gonna do amazing. No, it's really hard, and I can't really learn it. It's really hard to get used to and get good at. And I continually get pooped on games like that, but I have fun doing it. And so, I mean, after a while, you're going to get a little more comfortable with the controls, a little more comfortable with how the enemies move, how the game works, how the objectives work, and you're going to be able to, I mean, do a little bit better, get some of the objectives, get some kills, get some kill streaks, do what you do. And after that point, let's say you're, I don't know, about where you go even most of the time. Sometimes you get, you know, like a 2 KD. You don't always just do amazing, but sometimes you do all right. The best thing I can tell you guys to I don't know, to kind of help you get better at that, maybe this is for people that aren't, you know, really comfortable with all the game modes. Maybe you've just started playing and you're comfortable with a couple, but you're not to the point where you can really feel like you're going to do well in them. I say pick your very favorite one and master that game mode. I mean, say your accuracy is not completely there. If you know the game mode, you know where people are going to be at, you know how it's going to be working, you can be more comfortable and be doing better. And as you're doing better, you're going to feel better about how you're doing, obviously, and that'll lead to being able to get more kills. And if you, I don't know, say you're completely new to headquarters and you jump in and you don't know what you're doing. And so, like, you're running, you're like, ooh, what's this white box? And you run in, and you can't seem to kill anybody before they kill you, and you start doubting your abilities, which is a viable feeling. I mean, this is such an up-paced game. If you can't, I don't know, if you're not accurate, then the whole thing can just be like, and you can start doubting what you're doing. And as you're doubting what you're doing, it can really mess with your head, like ridiculous, to the point where you're second guessing yourself on everything, which will cause you to lose your kills and get killed a lot more often, and cause you to rage. I mean, so obviously you don't have to stick to one game mode, but I would kind of suggest that if you're, you know, not comfortable with all the game modes, maybe you stick to domination if that's your favorite, or team deathmatch if that's your favorite, until you can kind of get more accurate, and then you can jump into other game modes and try and learn how it all works and how the enemies move in that particular game mode, etc., etc. Because if you're comfortable with your accuracy after, let's say, you master team deathmatch and you're just a god at team deathmatch, if you master that and you're comfortable with your aiming, then you jump into domination. You're still going to be able to react quick enough, and your aiming is still, your accuracy is still going to be there, even if you don't know the game, you know, very well. Your accuracy is still going to be there, and so you'll still be able to do fairly well. At least until you learn the game mode, then you'll be a god. Besides that, I mean, it's all just really basic stuff that you kind of have to get used to doing. Like me, you'll constantly see me running a UAV setup. The UAV is just amazing to me. If you're not in a lobby full of assassins, then it can be incredible knowing where the enemy is at all time and how they're moving. Once you know kind of how to predict it, you run to their area and know that they're coming for you. Kind of wait for them a little bit. It can make me go from, I don't know, having a gameplay of, let's say, 30 and 20 to maybe like 50 and 10. All because I'm constantly having UAVs in the air. I constantly know where everyone's at, so I can keep the pace going real quick. I can just be turning corners and flipping noobs around and just making people mad. Yeah, the UAV is really important. If you're not accustomed to kind of using that UAV, I really suggest you kind of try and teach yourself to use it. Maybe you haven't ever used it, so maybe you started on hardcore and now you're trying to play core. It would be hard to reteach yourself, but once you get it taught to yourself, it's going to be so helpful to your playing and your abilities. just knowing how to read and predict your enemy's movement according to what you see on the radar. It's mind-blowing how helpful that can be. Like say my enemy dies over here, I can kind of guess that, you know, these objects are over in this area. They're probably going to be coming from this route, whatever. Yakety smack. So yeah, UAV, maybe master one game mode if, you know, you're not comfortable with all of them yet. Other than that, really, I don't know, pay attention to the enemy movement. It's a huge psychological warfare that you're going in, even though it's so up-paced and, you know, you die in like a half a second. It's really the game where before you see them that's happening, rather than whenever you see them, unless you're just, you know, really quick with your reaction times. Then let's say you kind of hear an enemy kind of walking on some stuff a little ways away. Maybe you don't. Maybe you have surrounds out on, or maybe you have a headset. That, I mean, knowing how to move to meet them heads up and be ready for them before they are you. I mean, obviously that's you're gonna swerve the advantage in your direction more so than if you were running in blind, or if you're paying attention to your UAV and you see a dot over in some general direction, or you see a skull over in some general direction. That way you can kind of know to be on the fence and be cautious that, you know, obviously someone's in the area, and if you know the spawns, you know where people are gonna be popping up at, then it can, I don't know, it can really help you. It can help you out a lot. There's no set in stone way that you have to play this way and you're gonna be God, and if you don't, then you're gonna be trash. It's all, I mean, as you play, you're obviously gonna get better. It's just getting used to all the little things that count towards your advantage in this game. Say the UAV, you know, being able to hear your opponents, yakety smack, whatever. It's all, I don't know, your movements and your accuracy. As you play, you'll get better, but if you want to try and focus on getting better, try like really paying attention to spawns, to the enemy movements, how they think, and if you get used to how they think, then you can outthink them a lot easier, which makes it easier on yourself. Anyways, guys, this has been Owned by Tomater. I realize this was late. I do have a reason for that, but it will be in a couple days. I hope. I don't think it should take too long. It might take a week or so, but it's gonna be amazing. I'm really excited for it. You'll see when it comes. Later, guys.